lovers, it's Cinda's. Welcome to part 2 of the Corset diet. If you don't know what the Corset diet is, check out part 1 that's linked in my description. And FYI, I'm not a doctor, and you should get your doctor's consent before you start wearing corsets or start any new diet. Starting the Corset diet is simple. It's like starting any new diet. You figure out what foods to give your body and the nutrients it needs, whilst maintaining a calorie deficit, or eating less calories than you normally eat. And for this specific diet, you also need a corset. You can find corsets all over the internet, and maybe even locally. But I definitely recommend you check out Lucy Corsetry's YouTube channel or website to figure out exactly what corset will suit your body. However, the one thing I can tell you, and this is just my personal opinion, you don't have to agree with it, is don't get the most expensive corset right away. Mainly for one reason. You may decide that wearing a corset is not right for you after wearing it for a month or so. Therefore, I think you should get an off-the-rack corset just to see if you're up for the challenge. And when I say challenge, I mean corset training takes discipline and persistence. And hey, if you decide that you love corset training and are seeing results with it, then heck yeah, by all means, splurge on that custom corset or a really expensive one that you love. Again, these are just my opinion. But anyways, I think we're all in agreement that you need to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose weight, right? So let's move on to calorie counting and how to determine how many calories you need to lose weight. I'm gonna use my stats as an example to help us figure out how many calories my body needs to be in a calorie deficit. So get your calculators out so you can use the same formula to figure out your calorie needs. Okay, so how many calories does my body need to lose weight? Okay, so right now I'm approximately 150 pounds. And according to one of many calorie counters, this is how to find out how many calories I need to lose weight and reach my goal weight of 120 pounds. Which is not a reach because that's how much I weighed this time last year when I closed my 22-inch underbust corset. So let's take our goal weight. In my case, it's 120, multiply that by 12. So 120 times 12 is 1,440, and that's how many calories my body needs. I need to eat 1,440 calories in order to lose weight and get down to 120 pounds. That's a 30-pound loss, oh my God. So to figure out my maintenance calorie intake, or how many calories I need to maintain my current weight at 150 pounds, multiply 150 times 12. So, oh my God, I'm eating 1,800 calories a day or more. That's why I'm like stuck at 150 pounds, even though I'm corset training most days. Okay then, let's move on. Now, most of us know that our muscles are made of building blocks that need protein. And we know that in order to build muscles, we need protein. Side note, the more muscle you have on your body, the more fat and calories you burn. But the more muscle you have on your torso and the less squishy you are, the less reduction you may get with your corset. So contrary to popular belief, usually in my comments, I work out. I go to the gym and I lift weights. So my body needs protein in order to build muscles. Now, in order to figure out how much protein I need, let's do another simple calculation. So my goal weight, 120, multiplied by 0.6 equals 72, or 72 grams of protein. Now, the number 0.6 can fluctuate. So if you want more muscle on your body, you can make that 0.6 become a 0.8 or even a 1. So for example, 120 times 1 would be 120 grams of protein. Or if you want less muscle, go with 0.5. So 120 times 5 equals 60, which is 60 grams of protein. I hope this is making sense to you guys. But some of us are not used to eating a lot of protein, and myself included. Being that I'm mainly plant-based, I need to figure and find other sources of protein instead of eating like chicken or fish, which can also mean that my calories may increase because some protein alternatives are higher in calories. So it's important to find a balance that works for you and something that you're comfortable doing and maintaining for the long run. I usually just count my calories and the grams of protein, but if I'm using an app like MyFitnessPal, I'll include the sugar, the fiber, the carbs, the fats, all into the app as well. There are times when I get a little crazy and get really flustered about all the numbers and meeting my needs. And you may do that too. So I say just start with counting calories only. And then you can, add in protein grams and move forward from there if you want. Quick side note again, when you're counting your carbs and your fibers, you can take away the amount of fiber from the carbs to just get the net carbs. So example is, a protein bar has 16 grams of carbs, but 9 grams of fiber. Technically that protein bar has 7 grams of net carbs because 16 minus 9 equals 7. So that's what you would count towards your daily carb intake. Also regarding sugars, the sugar alcohols do not count towards your sugar daily intake. I get my information from bariatric patients or like people who have weight loss surgery, and they're put on very, very strict diets. So I'm just telling you guys, like, this info is accurate, not something made up or something I saw on TikTok. I love TikTok, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, that info comes from bariatric nutritionists. And hey, ask your doctor or nutritionist next time if you don't believe me. So now that we know how many calories we need, we can do one of 3 things. 1, we can meal plan and meal prep so that we know exactly what we're gonna eat every single meal. Or number 2 is, if you like to be a little bit more spontaneous, you can count your calories at each meal and then put them on an app like MyFitnessPal, or just write them down somewhere and add them up throughout the day. Or number 3, you can do a little bit of both. And this is what I like to do. So I meal plan some of my meals, and then I'm spontaneous with other meals. So for example, I switch up dinner, but I have a huge salad for lunch every day. And remember, your meals and calories will change periodically, like for events. And I'm not saying we have to stick to the Corset diet 365 days a year. You don't have to stick to any diet 365 days a year, right? Like, I'm gonna have mashed potatoes and stuffing on Thanksgiving. And hell, I might even eat a little too much. And that's okay. But overall, I'm gonna focus on my diet being clean, healthy, and meeting my caloric needs. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I love you all till the end. Ciao.